Welcome back, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Now, I am super excited. I have been trying to get this young woman on the podcast for a very long time. My friend, the CEO and founder of Slick Chicks, Helya Mohammadian. Hey.
Hi.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I am super excited. I've known you for a long time on just, coming around the little towel world and everything. Thank you, Andrew Goldberg, for introducing us. And so it is great to finally get you on the podcast to talk about your amazing line. I cannot wait. So first, how are you? How's everything going?
I'm great. I'm just so happy because you guys are so extremely happy and energetic, and I love this already. So I'm excited.
we keep the energy here.
Yeah,
we try the best we can.
Love
I'm trying to do the best I can with what I got.
So listen, we're in the holiday season, and as you know, and before we get into kind of your line and who you are and everything, so you just moved recently, I heard. So how has that been going for you? Like moving during the holidays, I'm sure is stressful and crazy.
Oh gosh, it's overwhelming. Yeah, fortunately, I've only moved 2 blocks. So I don't have any room to be like complaining. But it's been a process. I feel like I'm just like living in boxes right now. So it's a little bit of a mess. I don't think the viewers can see us, right? So they don't see what's happening.
No, this is a podcast, so they just listen.
Exactly.
No,
we do post on YouTube.
We do post on YouTube. They will see everything going on behind.
I mean, from what I see, it looks perfectly.
Yeah, we don't want to see what's happening outside.
Right outside the frame.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! What neighborhood are you in?
But yeah, I live in Brooklyn. I've been a New Yorker for about 21 years. So
oh my goodness.
Always good to change things up a little bit. So
where did you move from?
So I grew up in a very small southern town in Louisiana called Ruston. You've probably never heard of it before.
I have.
We have. We're
you
from.
Ain't.
Yes,
So Braden and I are from East Texas. We were born and raised in East Texas. So we go to Shreveport and all that. Yeah,
we know Ruston.
Oh my gosh, because I usually say that and no one has any idea where that is on the map.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Louisiana is on the map. But so I moved here for fashion design school and I stayed ever since. But originally from Iran. Go women of Iran.
Yes. We definitely want to get into that and talk to you about that a little bit as well. So isn't it amazing, to move to New York for a purpose? You moved here for fashion design school and look at you now. Like, it's great to say, I moved to New York for this, and then you were doing it. How does that feel?
It feels good, but I can't like pat myself on the back because I think I've had a slew of jobs that were just like really awful too. So
who hasn't in New York? Right. It's like a rite of passage.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Yep.
Honestly, it's been a really great learning experience every year that I've been here, and every job has taught me something for the next one, and eventually it kind of all came together when I started my business. So looking back on it all, I guess it was all for a reason, for a purpose. I feel like super grateful for like being able to run this company and do what we do. I think that's what keeps me going, is the people that we impact. So like every morning I wake up, I'm like, okay, what can we do that's better? How can we be better? Not just me, obviously I have a great team. It's not just me, although sometimes it feels like we're super tiny, but it's pretty amazing to live in this city, right? I mean, we're like the access to everything, and fashion has kind of like been my love since I was a kid, and I've had a lot of really awful jobs in fashion and really good ones. Such a cutthroat industry, so
one day you're in, one day you're out.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Helya, tell our listeners what it is that your company is and what your mission statement is and what you strive to do for betterment in this world.
Absolutely. So the company is called Slick Chicks, and we make accessible apparel and undergarments for people with disabilities, chronic illness, anyone who has limited mobility, any kind of physical challenge, any kind of post-op recovery needs and the aging population, which essentially is all of us at some point in our lives, right? So
Right.
we are we follow like the principles of universal design. So we're all about being inclusive and trying to include as many people as we possibly can and not just segmenting one specific group. So I started this whenever I had an experience with a family member who had a surgery actually, and wasn't able to change herself. And so I was a designer, I've always been in fashion design, sewing. And so I decided literally to makeshift a pair of underwear for her, like in my New York City apartment, like almost a decade ago. And that's what started the company. And just, it's been really incredible. It's opened my eyes to something that like I feel like a lot of us maybe take for granted, which is like changing yourself. A lot of people it definitely changed my perspective on that. So it's been a really incredible just journey for me. Been like immersed in this like super amazing strong community of people that had to like adapt to life, but they're embracing it and they just kick ass, and it's really awesome to be a part of. So that's kind of like why we started. But since like the beginning, we've never like pivoted what our messaging is and what our mission is. And so it's always like people first. And so I always say we're like a people first company, and we will always stay true to that.
I love that.
Amazing. And I have to say it's coincidental. My mom actually just had foot surgery, and she cannot walk right now, and she won't be able to for probably another like 6 weeks to 2 months. And I've been taking care of her and like helping her with everything, and realizing the difficulties of like, underwear and socks and everything. And so
things in life that
and like going through all of that, it's kind of surprising that there aren't more companies and like fashion companies that have accessible clothing like that, because it's really, really needed, and it makes life so much easier. So thank you so much for creating that. And I told my mom about the interview, and she was like, oh my God, I need to go shopping.
I know. I want to send her some, but no, you're absolutely right. Like, I feel like when I talk to people about it, they're like, oh my God, I know somebody that could have used this or could use this. So I feel like, there's such a huge population of people that, whether they're permanent or temporarily disabled, they need something in their life that makes them feel dignified and confident and sexy and independent.
I was gonna say, and the clothing is sexy. Like you can, like, a lot of times when people think that, oh, we're getting stuff for like disabilities, it's gonna be bland. No, it's very sexy. Like it's just like it still helps them feel that confidence. And I think that's and anyone know Ashley's mama, she gonna want to still feel sexy. So
my mom is a complete diva. She's a fashionista. So for her, she likes to match everything. And so it's like killing her to only wear one sock. And like anybody who comes over, she's like apologizing for her parents. I'm like, Mom, you're healing. Like it's cool. Like, you're fine. Everybody knows you're a diva. Relax.
No, but I mean, it's like, what you wear kind of like it sets the tone for your day.
It's part of your identity.
Yeah,
exactly. You feel good in your clothes. You feel good on the outside and inside too. But it's like, there's a level of confidence, I think, that like we all need to feel good about ourselves, especially with regards to like our appearance. And so yeah, we're definitely like a company that's like bridging that gap between function and fashion. So we don't want to be medical, not knocking any medical products, but that's not like who we are as a company. We want to still be able to, provide a need for somebody or to be a solution, but not look like a geriatric product, not like trying to be like bland and sterile or anything like that.
So Helya, you mentioned earlier in the green room before we started recording that your family's originally from Iran. So how is it being someone whose ancestry has immigrated from the States, and now you have become this successful business owner? What is that journey like? Have you had any hardships, especially in like the crazy political climate that we've seen over the past 6 years, decade, or whatnot? How has that experience been for you and your family?
Yeah, I mean, I was born in Tehran, which is the capital of Iran, and I
Mhm.
remember I was so young. We moved right after the revolution. I was 3.
Mhm.
I'm 8. Everyone's gonna know my age at this point. They're gonna be like, oh my goodness. But yeah,
No,
so
they're not.
yeah, we moved because my mom, I was, as a child, I was having like some sort of seizure, and my mom and my dad rushed me to the hospital, and my mom didn't have her covering, and they wouldn't let us in. And this, like, I think they went to 2 different hospitals before they were able to get into a third. And they were freaking out, and they're young parents, and that my dad was like, there's no way in hell we're going to stay here. Like, we can't like raise our kids here. Like, this is crazy. So we left after that. My uncle was already living in the States. And so my parents, who were, they were both in finance, they both worked in banks. They were educated. They came here to the States, and it was tough. No one would give my dad a job. My mom didn't work. I know my dad like had to basically work in like fast food, restaurants.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't give him a job in the banks here. So I know that was really hard on them. But I think it also, we, as the kids seeing that, like, it was like incredible to see our parents like rise above that. And they always
Mhm.
said, like, just work hard for anything that you want. And so I think that them showing us that was kind of like the encouragement that we needed, and like the motivation for us to like, and inspiration. But all of that was what kind of drove, I think, all of us, my sister, my brother, they're both entrepreneurs, and myself, to really want to just like do something more with our lives and just create something that is meaningful, that makes us happy. So it was definitely very difficult for them, but also at the same time, they were, they were lucky enough to meet some amazing people that did help them while we were here, when we moved here. So, like living in the US, like being in America is what everybody, like anyone in another country, they want to be here, right? I mean, I'm sure, like during certain periods of like,
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Nobody wants to
No.
be here. We won't go.
We get it.
We're a little embarrassing sometimes, but
Yeah. We act up sometimes. Sometimes we gotta sit down.
But I mean,
Right.
it really is like, a country that has so much opportunity for people. So
Right.
we were really fortunate to be able to be here. And my family that's still living in Iran, it's been tough. Like there's a,
Yeah.
I know my aunt doesn't like leave her house. And my uncle actually passed away last year from COVID, but he was a really well-known musician. He played in the orchestra in Iran. And when the revolution happened, they were like, no more creative arts, nothing. And so
Yeah.
he went into like this deep depression for so many years, and he never came out of it. So it's really sad, because, people there have been like oppressed for so long, and I'm happy that they're like using their voice, and it's incredible to see that the women are, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, hell yeah.
yeah, definitely. Like I'm happy that it's happening finally. And I just keep sharing about it, because there's only so much we can do, but like I just keep reposting things and sharing things about it, just because it's so important to get it out there right now. And the women of Iran were like Time Heroes of the Year, right?
Yeah,
They were.
amazing. That was so amazing.
Yeah, so that was a long story. Sorry.
No. This
amazing.
is exactly what we want to hear. Go
Mhm.
ahead. Yeah.
Oh no. But what I really love to see was during the World Cup. It's being it's problematic because we're where it's being hosted and stuff like that. But when the guy that ran onto the pitch, you know, he was like support Iranian women,
love
LGBT, you know,
Yes,
but
yeah.
I was just like, that was so brave, because as soon as it happened, I was like, he's probably dead. That was the first thing that went through my mind.
Well, didn't Helya, you probably know more about this than we do, but didn't an Iranian supporter of the Iranian women, he got killed when he was a fan and he went back to his home country of Iran. He got killed, right?
Yes.
Just a fan?
Oh,
yes.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just disgusting what's happening over there. It's like, I hate to bring the tone of this down, but it's like,
I mean, it's
it's
real.
so
It's
important.
real. I was gonna say it's very important.
It really is. Yeah, I mean, I think that the people in Iran have gone through hell for 20 plus years. And, you know, I just really hope that at this point they get some support and some aid from, you know, other countries. And I know there's countries out there that are like doing, you know, a lot. And I just hope that kind of like, you know, happens with more countries and that they get more support as we go through this, and we kind of, and that they can get through it, because it's hard to see my parents too, like talking to like our extended family and them not.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
being a successful Iranian American entrepreneur who's literally crushing it here in the States, do you have any, like, what are the comments from your family back home? Are they seeing you as like a beacon of hope or inspiration, or even friends of your family who know how well you're doing here in the States, just living your life? Do you have any?
So sweet. I'm like, thank you. I don't, you know, like, I guess I look at success in different ways, but thank you for saying. I feel like, you know, it's, I don't know, when I hear that, I'm like, I feel like our team, it's like the team is like really the successful ones, right? I guess.
Well, I mean,
but it starts at the top, you know?
Right.
Someone has to come up with the idea.
They follow your lead. They follow
what has been the feedback from your family or people that you know back in Iran?
It's actually, they're so sweet. Like I was on QVC Live like ago, and my dad, we have this like I guess my dad has a group chat with like some of our family members, and they're so sweet. They just like, they'll share it on Facebook, like, because that's the platform that they use. I don't know if anyone Facebook anymore.
Same.
Like, parents do, but like, and I don't, and it's so unfortunate because I don't read, like, I can't like read or write Farsi, and that's my fault. Like I should have learned, but they'll post things and they'll like, I'll have to look at the translation, and it's really just, it's so sweet because I haven't met a lot of my extended family, so I don't know them. You know, I left when I was so young, and like, I'll see pictures, like my mom will pull out albums and she's like, that's your aunt, like that's your, you know, uncle. And I'm like, oh my God, like they're so supportive of me and I love it. And I'm just like, God, I wish I could like meet them and give them a hug and like thank them. But it's like, they, you know, we haven't like had the opportunity to go back. And if I did, I would just like, you know, I think I would probably be in tears, but they're all so supportive. And I think it's, I mean, I'm so like, you know, honored to be able to represent like Persian people and be able to do this and like do something good, you know, and like use our platform for good. So it's been
absolutely
great.
Are the male figures just as supportive? This is probably a hard question, but the male figures back in Iran, are they just as supportive as for you as your independence here in the States?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's so funny, like the women are more on social media than the men. So a lot of like my aunts will probably share things with like my uncles, but everyone is, you know, pretty supportive across the board. So yeah, I've been fortunate enough to get like really good feedback from them.
I love that. You and I have a kind of a similar situation where I like my parents are from Mexico. We don't really have much family back there, but I don't know how to speak Spanish. I don't know I can kind of read and write it, but like no idea And I mean, that's on me. I've never learned, but it was also my parents because they acclimated when they came here and were like, okay, well, we don't really need Spanish anymore because, you know.
I know. And I'm like, oh, I can't let that. I know,
right? Hold me back.
Die with me. Like, I want it to, like, you know, I was just having this conversation because my sister and my mom just visited, but my nephews are 6 and 8. And when they were younger, my mom would only speak to them in Farsi. And they would communicate in a weird way when they were younger. Like, they kind of understood her. Now, when my mom talks to them in Farsi, like, because they don't see each other as often. They're like, because they call her honey. That's instead of like grandmother or mama or whatever. They call her honey, but they're like, honey, we don't know what you're saying. Speak in English. And she's like, she refuses to speak to them in English. But like, we grew up in a house like where my mom and dad, they spoke English and Farsi. So when my friends came over, like, they were like, what the hell is going on? Like, they would just go in between, in and out. And I don't know, if, that was probably weird, but like, I just was used to that. And they still do that now, and I'm like,
they say, y'all gonna learn.
I'm like, Mom,
I love that.
She'll do that in front of my friends. I'm like, can you please speak English? That's rude. Like, no one knows what you're saying. Like,
in my house, no.
Right.
Yeah, but I know I just don't want that to kind of die with me and my sister. We probably should like really make that a priority to learn more. But yeah, we love to eat the food though. Like, we like the culture, right? Like, I'm like, I can cook me Persian food all day long, and I'm like all about it.
Yeah, delicious.
Any food, I'll eat it. I mean, I'm not picky.
Same.
So what's new? What's next? Like Darrell mentioned earlier, it's the holiday season. Like, do you have any holiday plans? Like with the company, any like rollouts coming up?
Do you have a gift guide situation?
Oh, we do.
Oh, don't say gift guide. I'm triggered from work.
No, actually, no. So we recently were out in LA with our creative team, and they brought in like a cinematographer and somebody in production and like a PA, and we did this like incredible video, and it's going to be ready next week. So I don't know when this is going live, but
you're live right now, honey.
Oh,
no, we're not live right now.
Oh, okay.
No, we ain't live right now.
No, we're not.
But you know how sometimes there's like these commercials, like Nike, for example, and it's like you're at the end, you're like crying or something. You're like, wait, it was just somebody running. Why am I in tears right now? But it's like the team that put this video together, they're so incredibly talented. When I watched it, I was like, is this our company? How is this possible? Like, it was a beautifully shot video with a incredible woman, and it's basically telling her story and how she had to deal with a lot of adversity and triumph above that. And she has kids, and just being a mom, being a creative woman and a disabled woman. And so we just kind of like follow her journey in a day. It's really exciting. So we're rolling that campaign out very soon. And that's probably the biggest thing for us as a company. We're super scrappy. We like doing organic marketing. We like to really work with ambassadors and people that really believe in like what our mission is. So we're not like doing a bunch of like marketing campaigns. So this is like a big one for us. It just feels really like the right time for us as we're growing. And that's probably the biggest thing for the holiday. And hopefully a little bit of time off. It's honestly, everybody's been working so hard. It feels like nonstop. And I think everybody just needs a break too.
Absolutely.
So I think in December, like, we're going to take some mental health days and just kind of like,
you have to,
kind of energize before 2023. it's been a tough year, right? Like I feel like the
It's
last few years.
the last 3-4
Yeah.
last couple years. I feel like 2022 kind of just went right on by.
2021 was way worse for me. It was rough.
Well, I think we've been in the pandemic for so long, and 2023 is when we're like out of this pandemic, which is a little bit more challenging as being in the pandemic, just trying to get back to what we used to. I'm just speaking from personal.
You go.
Like,
I feel like we've lost like a sense of time. Like there's sometimes where I feel like it's still 2020, and I'm like, no, that was almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
to think about.
don't know where the time went.
I'm like, you want me to wake up at 8 o'clock for a 9 a.m. meeting? Since when?
Yeah.
I mean,
But back in the day, that was normal.
Yeah. So like I was gonna say, like, are people still working remote, or is
I am remote permanent.
I am not.
My job, I mean, they have the office open and they're like, if you want to go in, you can, and I was like, all you have to say if it's good. So I've just been at the house, but I have thought, actually, I think working from remote when it's cold is actually really good for me. But like once the spring comes in, I am gonna like make myself go in at least 2 days or something, because I need to get out of the house. I was telling Adam the other day, I was like, I haven't left the house in like a minute. I only leave on the weekends to go turn up and like get in your face in town. but I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything.
I would suggest doing like a hybrid during the winter. I know it's cold and you want to go out, but getting out at least 2 times a week, making it like a Tuesday, Thursday.
We'll pray on it.
Hey, no, because you sitting here like I ain't seen the sun in
years, But I do know that it is something that I want to do definitely when I come back in January, because it's like there's no Q1. We'll put that as a Q1 problem. Actually, did you have a question? I'm sorry, because I know you had something.
Oh no, I wanted to ask, as far as like your company goes and just fashion in general, like where do you want to see your company, say, in like 10 years? And do you want to expand on like in the fashion industry into other avenues?
And should we collaborate and put Pride the Podcast logo on any of your merchandise?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Pride season, let's talk.
Of course, I would love that. I'm going to start brainstorming what we can do. Maybe like a hoodie or something.
Yes. We love a hoodie.
I really love that you just asked that, because we're actually expanding into like parallel markets, and like really trying to like think about, okay, we are solving a need, right? But that can be a need in so many different areas, like the military, for example. We have a lot. We had a lot of people in the military that were purchasing our products, and we were shipping them to Air Force bases and Army bases. And we got an email from like a female officer, and she was like, "I love your products, but not everybody in the military can afford them, right? So just a little bit of feedback." And we're like, "Okay, what can we do?" So we're working on developing like something that can bring more value to the people that serve our country, right? So that is like a very new path for us, but one that we know that could make such a huge impact. So that's definitely like a very new territory for us, but it's been really like just eye-opening working with somebody that's like firsthand there. Like the officer that emailed us is an ambassador for us now, so we're working with her. Awesome. Yeah, so it's pretty incredible. We get to work with her and ask her questions, and like when they're out on the field all day, and like they probably don't want to take off their boots and their pants and all of their like get up, like it's a lot. And the same goes for the men in the military. So we're also expanding into, not just men's, but more gender neutral. So we're working on a unisex line, a brother line, a sister line.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that we're working on. Not all, like we're doing a lot of product development and, R&D, because takes a lot of money to do this. So we're like, taking our time and really trying to be thoughtful about like every approach. But we know that like even us as a company, like we believe in being inclusive, but there are things that we don't offer everybody. So we do want to be more inclusive in that sense. So yeah, to better answer your question, yeah. So the military is like one specific, area in the market that we're really trying to tap into. And also, we know that there is opportunity within like healthcare, but we are not a medical product, and that's not what Slick Chicks is. So we have thought about like working on other products that are specifically for people who might be, in assisted living or in retirement.
Oh, wow.
Or need that, something that, because people still people are people, they still want to feel good, right? So we're not trying to create anything that's like, very medical, but that is a little bit more affordable too. Because that not everybody can purchase our products. So we're working on that as well. So a lot of things happening in the next year, but all like really exciting things. And it's like, we're like learning a lot too about ourselves and,
and the people you serve, I'm sure. Like,
yes. Yeah. Just gonna say it's been incredible.
That's amazing. And like, it's so amazing that you're able to merge those worlds and like bridge that gap that we don't even think about, that there was a gap, but it's just like, yeah, we do need these products, and we do like someone to advocate for these people, you know what I'm saying? So that's amazing. My father was also in the military. So
oh wow, really?
Yeah, you're like really speaking to me and my family.
Yeah. No, I mean, that is definitely, that's important for us. Like we're also thinking about bringing some of that manufacturing back home too, so that we can, support, jobs here as well. So there's a lot of things that like, we have a list of things we want to do, and I'm like, we'll eventually get to them,
you'll get there.
We'll try our best, but yeah, I mean, it's sometimes it's like things that you like do or see in your everyday life, and that you don't even think like, oh my God, we could do that better, or it's a lot of times it's things that are like right in front of your face. And so many people were like, when I remember whenever I started the company, they're like, oh, like that totally makes sense now. Like, why didn't anybody think of that?
Right.
Yeah, I know. It's like most things are like right there in front of your face. But yeah, for me, it was I guess, just a combination of having a personal experience and being in that world and that design world. And I love innovation. That's like my favorite thing, is to like create and see something come to life. So that's probably like where I like thrive in terms of like business. Finance, I have someone else that helps me with that.
Right.
So much. Like I don't want to do Excel sheets and balance sheets and all that.
Well, maybe they can come over here and help me financially. Listen, Helya, we have to have you back, right? You have to come back with us, sit at the table with us. Let's talk hot topics all day, because there are so many things that we can talk about. Congratulations on everything. We love you. We cannot wait to continue to see you to climb. Tell everyone out there where they can go and purchase any of your products, and where they can follow you on social media.
Absolutely. You can shop our products at www.slickchicksonline.com, or find us on Instagram or TikTok at Slick Chicks Online.
Yay.
Come on, Slick Chicks.
I love it. You're the slickest chick I know. I can't wait to see you again in person very soon. I'll be at your face. So thank you so much again. You're a doll. Again, come back to us so we can do this again.
Yeah, I loved it. I had so much fun, and such a pleasure to meet you all. Thank you for like what you do as well. And this is such an awesome platform. I'm so grateful to be a part of it. And
thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
We try. Well, until next time, my dear, thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.